Hello everybody, now having collected all 4 of the huge materia, we are going to make our way over to Bugenhagen at Cosmo Canyon to see exactly what we can do with them, since we have thwarted Shinra's plans, and exactly how we can save the planet. So, before we do anything like that, I'm just going to nip over to the Chocobo Ranch to pick up our gold Chocobo. I don't exactly know why I dropped him off earlier. He's a good little thing to carry around with us, since the high wind cannot land everywhere, but our Chocobo can. So I'm just going to nip over here really quickly before we get underway with the main part of the episode. And if we speak to Billy Boy over here, we want to ride a Chocobo. And which one are we going to take? Won't take Big Boy, this is the one. And I'll pretty much carry this thing around with us now for the rest of the game. The gold Chocobo can, of course, I'm presuming when I tell you this that you know nothing about the game, you've just joined just for the first episode and have no idea why I've just picked this bird up, which I'm guessing is nobody, since this is Final Fantasy VII, but you never know. The gold Chocobo can basically go anywhere on the world map. Over mountains, over oceans, you name it, it can go there. So we'll drop it down here, the high wind. And we'll park just outside. If you haven't already, you can collect a full cure materia from Cosmo Canyon, which you can't do on your first visit. There it is. I've picked it up a little bit of time ago. If you haven't already, you might want to grab that. But I'm presuming you've been following this guide on an episode by episode basis, in which case you will hopefully be at the same level that I am at. And I think it's this way to Bugenhagen's Laboratory. Yes. This is only the second time in the game that we've been here. There we go. Just speak to him to kick things into motion. Okay, so we're going to call our friends, and who are we going to bring up? Everybody, perhaps? Who knows? I wonder if Bugenhagen will notice that Ares is no longer with us. Well, he hasn't asked about us, so I guess he's forgotten. Or maybe he asked about Ares before the camera panned back into the scene. Well, we've got the huge materia, that's got to count for something, hasn't it, Cloud? Okay, so we are of course talking about the City of the Ancients, which is where Ares was murdered by Sephiroth at the end of Disc 1. And now we're going to store the huge materia here, and Bugenhagen's given us access to the machine so that we can come and visit it whenever we wish to. And basically, you can actually collect what's called master materia by mastering all the individual materias of a specific group. For instance, if you master all the red summon materias and then approach this huge materia here, you will collect the master summon materia, which is all of the red materias in one materia, all maxed out, and that applies to all of them except the blue one, the support materia. However, you can approach that now for the Bahamut Zero materia. Yes, but I think you might have to have the other Bahamut materias first, which we do have. There we go. And it is quite a powerful materia. Quite a powerful summon, as they say. So we'll stick that in with Cloud. There we go. Although, seeing as how we already have the Knights of the Round summon materia, the Bahamut Zero does kind of lose some of its luster, to be honest. Although if you stick it together with the Quadra magic materia, it's quite potent. Okay, so now we learn that Bugenhagen can actually levitate, which is pretty random. Yuffie, unfortunately, gets travel sick. Interesting, since Cloud wasn't actually in Soldier. He went off with the Soldier, with Sephiroth and Zack, but maybe he's forgotten. Very true, Cloud, very true. But I don't think Yuffie looks like she wants to be reading right now anyway. Right. And we are off to the City of the Ancients. We actually need our gold chocobo, which has been left behind. Pretty annoying, if you ask me. Seeing as how we probably didn't actually need to use it in the end then. Right, so back up to the northern continent. And we'll drop down just at Bone Village. There we go. Just going to save my game before we progress any further. And just to be on the safe side, sometimes you might get a crash or something at the wrong moment. I think we've come to Bone Village, don't we? Well, I hope we do. I guess we'll find out. Oops. We don't really need to be fighting these crappy enemies now. I wonder if Cloud will one-shot them all. Yes, he will, lovely. That's what we like to see. Not a bad amount of experience either there. Right. I'm not too fussed about the Guild Plus, seeing as how mastering all materials will sort that out. Just going to stick the enemy away materia on for the time being. And we'll see where this takes us. Well, this is the City of the Ancients. Haha! Okay, on that occasion, I'm going to run all the way back. Annoying, I know, but we can just use our gold chocobo without the need to run all the way back later. Or maybe we could even drop the high wind down. So, I've learnt a lesson, so you don't have to. How does that sound? Right, come on, Cloud. Oh, we've got to wait an hour now for them to do all their bloody moves. Counter attack. And slash all. Oh. Revive, mastered. Yes. I want to be swapping that around. Make sure you master revive as many times as you can, but at least 3 times. Since you want to be able to make each character practically indestructible later on by equipping them with this final attack life 2 combination. And this enemy away materia doesn't seem to actually be doing much, to be honest. Maybe once you've leveled it up, it'll do a little bit more. Looks like Cloud and Sid will be the next to level up. Well, this journey might have been a little bit pointless, but we got some experience, so it wasn't completely worthless. Right, let's get out of Sodding Bone Village now. Right, I'm not totally sure we're going to be able to land. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Can we land? Yes, we can actually land. So you don't even need a chocobo to reach this city. And we're going to take the left path here. All the way into the ancient city itself. Okay, we don't actually need to come this way. So it must be through here, that's better. I knew it was the left path. Ah, there's Bugenhagen. And we'll just run all the way across here. As you can see, we've already been on the previous visit to collect the chests. And let's see if we can find out what Ares was up to exactly. And how she was planning on stopping Sephiroth by herself. Well, Holy, this is the first time we've been introduced to this white magic. Magic that can perhaps stand against Materia. If so, I'm all ears. She certainly did. And it did fall, so have we lost it? Something about a key. Okay, so we're going to be looking for a key, a place where even sunlight won't reach. Which suggests, since we found the submarine, that perhaps we are going to be looking underwater. Well, I'll just tell you now, we are going to be looking underwater. Right, so all that's left to do for the moment, before we move on, is to leave this city. We will be returning a little bit later. Bugenhagen will wait patiently for us. And we have the high wind parked outside, so very useful. Okay, so I think we'll leave it there for this episode. Next, because there's a few things we need to do with the submarine in the next episode, including visiting an optional area, and I don't want to get too carried away trying to cram everything into one episode, so I think we'll leave it there. We need to collect the key then, basically. That's the story objective, which we will be doing next time, but we'll also be fighting some tough enemies and collecting some pretty cool items, so I hope you'll join me for that. Please rate this video up, that does support me, if you've enjoyed it of course. If you haven't, then don't. But until next time, I've been Fuzzfinger, thank you very much for joining me. Goodbye.